I'm going to tell you exactly how to pass any job interview, and hopefully by the end of this video, reframe the way that you think about interviews in general. First things first, let's talk about initial questions. When you get sat down, you're going to get hit with, tell me a little bit about yourself. What you have to do throughout the course of the entire interview is be able to use questions like this and prompts like this to explain why you would be a good fit for that role at that specific company. And I'll show you what I mean. Whenever I get hit with, tell me a little bit about yourself, I say, yeah, so I started yada yada a couple years ago. I got this internship here over this summer, did this another time, and that leads me here to this company where I can use those skills and apply them in so and so manner. And what you have accomplished there is not only answer the prompt perfectly about telling a little bit about yourself, but you have also explained why you would be a good fit for that company. Now, of course, you don't want to use this on literally every question. Like if you get asked if you prefer the forest or the beach, you're not going to be able to shoehorn in why you'd be a good fit at that company. But you really want to use this format over and over again when you're getting barraged with questions, because at the end of the day, the interviewer is looking for reasons to hire you. They are looking for reasons that make you a good fit at that role. And you really just want to make it amazingly apparent and amazingly obvious why you would be a good fit. And this may seem pretty self-explanatory to some people, but again, just make it obvious. Make it abundantly clear. Say, yeah, never downplay your skills is what I'm getting at here. If you downplay your skills, you are setting yourself up for failure. And that doesn't mean if you get asked, where can you improve or what could you have done better, that it doesn't mean you shouldn't be honest about those things. But going out of your way to downplay your own skills is not what you want to do. You have to present yourself as the guy for this. And to further illustrate that, I'm going to set up a little hypothetical scenario. If you're in an interview, imagine that there is a guy sitting next to you who is just an absolute hyper Chad. He's got a suit on. If it's a Zoom interview, I have a lot of Zoom interviews. If it's a Zoom interview, he's got like a 4K camera. He is locking in eye contact. He is answering every question, spitting straight facts. And you just really have to prepare yourself to be facing those types of applicants. When you're in an interview, you are essentially competing against other people, and you don't know if they're good, you know how much better or worse they are than you, and you really just don't know. But you have to be able to assume that they are absolutely correct. And once you assume that, it becomes easier for yourself to be able to explain why you are good. Because if you imagine that someone else is doing the same thing, you don't want to be left behind, right? You don't want to look like a scrub. You got to be able to stand up for yourself, be confident. Additionally, talking about anxiety and insecurities and imposter syndromes during interviews, because trust me, I get that too. Another thing to keep in mind is that in an interview, you are essentially getting swiped on Tinder. When you get swiped on Tinder, with nothing else, you at least know that they like you a little bit. That's how it is with interviews. They have read your resume and determined at minimum that you would have decent qualifications for the role. And all you have to do is explain how they were right. Again, they are looking to agree with you. They are looking for reasons why you would be good for the company. Next, I want to talk about easy points. And these are things that you should just do every single interview, no matter what. They are universally applicable. And that is just showing up on time, dressing nice, maintaining eye contact. I remember my first software internship interview was on Zoom, and I felt pretty silly going in a suit. But looking back, that suit might have been one of the major things helping me, because it is all about first appearances. And I want to, again, hopefully change the way you think about interviews in general. When you step into an interview, you are, for the most part, unless you got recruited or something, for the most part, seeing someone you have never seen before. And this is a superpower, because you are entering an alternate dimension where you can change yourself and change who you are as a person. And I don't mean literally, but that's just how you have to present yourself. And this, again, with the analogy of the guy sitting next to you who's just super cracked, you don't want to downplay your skills unless the interviewer asks an area you can improve on or something, etc. But it's just a good rule of thumb to never go out of your way to downplay your own abilities. So by envisioning someone next to you who is just absolutely banging every question, do the same thing. You have to present yourself as the guy for that role.